What's happening? Y'all know kings and queens, gods and goddesses. Y'all know it's God and you, the Nazi Greek family allies and enemies. What's happening? It's double right. So look, man, I'm going through the falsification of African consciousness by Dr. Amos N. Wilson. You feel me? If y'all don't know who Dr. Amos N. Wilson is, the ancestor, this brother right here, you feel me? Y'all might want to check him out. Y'all might want to get this book. So I'm really on this thing when I'm having conversations with brothers and sisters when it comes to black women being on the front line. And I keep getting to this point to where it really irritates me that, all right, brother came in and said no. You feel me? And I feel that same way. That they got brothers that be the main ones. Yeah, me and my woman fight together. We fight together, right? So I'm on IG, and I come across they got a transgender, transsexual, a dude that want to be a woman, a man, misgender. Ain't no such thing as misgender. It's only two genders that want to be a woman, but he's competing in a female sport and tearing their ass up, tearing their ass up. They got another man that's competing that want to be a woman competing in MMA. I was looking for it. He fractured a woman's skull. You know what I mean? So just putting tips on it. And she was like the strength. She started talking about the strength. It's just way different when fighting other women versus fighting a man. And when you see this and you start to see situations like that, where is all these men that say that their women could do it too? Their women should be on the front line. You feel me? Then for the sisters to say, where is all the man at? You know what I mean? Where is all the men? We need our men. We need our men. So when we start calling the man out and telling the man, y'all got to get to this front line. Well, I want my wife on the front line too. No, let your wife stay in the back. She got her back. I don't want no woman on the side of me fighting. And if a man that's on the side of me bring his wife, he need to take his ass home. No, you take your ass home, homie. And says she need to be having children. On the real. And then here come the feminists. Oh, so you don't think women can do it too? It ain't about if I think women should do it. Your ass shouldn't have said where the man at. So when we starting to bring men and start putting the man in the position that he can be, you want to say that you could do it better than he can. Since you could do it better than he can, why are you complaining about him not being in that position? So when he try to get in that position, you don't even acknowledge him and respect him in that position. When we start talking about giving orders, right? Oh, giving a woman orders. Well, why should she be taking orders? That's not your child. It's not my child, but that same woman could join the military. She could go to get one of these jobs. She could hate her supervisor, but still listen to everything the supervisor tells her. Still follow the direction of the supervisor. I just can't understand this mind fuckery. So when we start talking about the African consciousness and we start talking about this thing, now we starting to really understand, like, oh, hold up. It's something that's truly wrong. This system, and whether you know it or not, it says they need to be controlled. There is some control need to be there. It's facts. And if you tell a woman, if this is your woman, and y'all argue, and you tell her, all right, sit down and be quiet. If she start popping her neck and I don't need to sit down and be quiet, well, that's cool. Do your thing. The police came and told you to sit down and be quiet. She better keep popping her motherfucking neck. And if she don't keep popping her neck, when he's about to leave, she need to pack her bags and go with him because evidently she respect him more than she respect me. I don't need no woman that if I can't tell her to be quiet when things are getting out of hand, that she can't follow the instructions. There's no need for it. Now, let me go further into that. Black men don't protect the black woman. It's the black woman I'll protect it, right? Because there's no other race that you could type that question in the search engine and it pops up, right? I'm not seeing that, right? So when we start talking about this protection, I had told people, there's situations I could watch a black woman get stomped the fuck out. They'd be like, damn, Slim W supposed to be black power. For example, there's a beauty supply. Black woman got rushed, got socked all in the mouth by the beauty supply owner, right? It says, so does the beta male. Oh, the beta males, we're about to get to them too. Beauty supply owner, rushed black woman. Brothers and sisters come and say, we not going to the store, protest this store. Every black woman that crossed that line and walk into that store is outside of our protection. And if he in there stomping her the fuck out, I will sit in that window and wait till she crawl the fuck out that store in order if she wants protection. Sister, if you want to be protected, get behind me. I'll protect you. But if she don't follow that order of get behind me, if she gets stuck in there, that's on her. I'm not going to cross enemy lines and come and save her when she didn't want to follow directions and order in the first place. So how can we get order and actual order amongst our people if they not listening to order and direction? So they have to be able to listen to order and direction and follow orders if they want soldiers to be able to go out and protect them. So you can't protect soldiers that don't follow instructions. You got to be able to follow instructions. And every military on the face of the planet, peace, every military on the face of the planet has a pecking order. So what we have to get these pecking orders. And let's get to beta males. This is my thing for the beta males. I feel black men that don't take care of their babies don't need to breathe. They not even, we don't need them on earth. Why are they here? A black man that's over the age of 25 that is not seeking to build a family is just as valuable as a homosexual. And homosexuals' value in where I come from and in my tribe is very low because they're not procreating more African babies. Procreate African babies is at the upper echelons of nation building. And if you're not procreating, you live in a death style. So if you over the age of 25 and you're not seeking to live, kill, and die for the black woman and child, first and foremost, all black men need to live, kill, die for the black woman and child. If you're not willing to do that, you are outside of the structure and you are out of order. So, even with the homosexuals, y'all would have to live, kill, die for the black woman and child as well. And I was on the party line. I asked one of the dudes that, I do it for some dick. I'm asking you a serious question, homie, because this was the side that when shit hit the fan, we gonna feed you to the dogs, or you gonna be able to join the ranks, homie. Because I don't think you understand what this world is and where this world coming to. This is not me saying this. This is the world outside. This is the world doing this. So we got to understand that we have to get our families under control. Under control. Control. And a lot of women when you start talking about control, they start rubbing them the wrong way. But control, we don't need to be controlled. Yes, the fuck we do. We need control. So if we don't get them under control in an economic collapse, how do you distribute food? How do you properly say, well, this is how we're going to ration? These are the areas we don't go. If I get to do what I want, okay, bow, you get shot. Come help me. No, motherfucker. I told your ass not to do that. Now, am I supposed to risk soldiers for somebody that is unruly and not willing to fall within the control? Then that means if you don't want to go stay under this control, because really what happens in control, culture controls the population. So if you don't want to follow the control, then you ain't able to build a culture. When you follow the controls that is set forth, then the culture actually builds. Now, let's get to a acting man, because a lot of men feel they just dominant in my way. Do that work. If any general that don't want to listen to his troops that's on the ground is not really a good general. He's not a good general. Why? Because the troops on the ground, they see things he don't see. So you have to understand different paradigms. And a good leader will be able to take these different paradigms, put it all together, and come out with a formula that works. And be able to listen to something that works. Well, you know what? That way sound better than mine. Then we're going to do that. Our team, this is what we're doing. Good leaders should be able to do that. So this is not saying that the man way is always right. But we can't expect our sisters to go out and fight racism and white supremacy. And basically, if she's on the front line, she's going to be fighting other men. So do they take the front line? Now look, in the black community, I'm from Los Angeles. So in the black community, you had black women, men in most of the houses, had most of the houses, raising most of the children. We had fell off. We had major attacks. They coming through, picking us out of the houses. So we under major attack, right? So they destroyed our family structure. With them destroying our family structure, and then given like the Section 8 where the man couldn't be at home in the black community. You know what I mean? So when they did that, they disassembled the family structure and the women had the houses. Now we got all these emotional men that's coming up out of this now shooting is haywire in the black community because these Negroes out there emotional as a motherfucker. Emotional. Crips and Bloods. This is the man. Can they actually lead families? Not if they hug into the Crip and Blood ideology. The Crip and Blood ideology is a death and a destructive ideology. We all gangbang, just being black in America. You a gangbanger, homie. You walk outside, you get bust on by the police. You a gangbang. Ain't no way you can get out of gangbanging. Your flesh is your race, is your gang. So we can't have them pushing this separatist ideology amongst our people. Crip and Blood is the enemy. It is what it is. And I really just came to this conclusion recently. It's an enemy ideology. Crip and Blood is the black eye to the black community. And Crip and Blood is basically part of what's leaving our women on the front line to have to fight this war by themselves. So when I fight a war, the war I fight is a war for black against black to get black back black. This war is mainly to try to get the man right. So when we start calling the man together, women don't need to come. We don't need females there. And man, well, women need to be a part. Women need to be a part. Listen, homie, off top. Soon women start to become a part of a group of men. The testosterone gets a little different. They not even paying attention no more. The whole look at me. The females need to look at me, and all that start to come in. We don't need that. We need the brothers to stay focused, not trying to compete for the female, and we need them to be able to do what they do. And the sisters, we need the sisters to separate, and the sisters get the sisters right. So once the sisters come up with a formula of what is going to be considered for us going future, and the brothers come up with a formula what's going to be considered for us for the future. Now we live, kill, and die for the black woman and child, which means is that we're doing it for them, and then they have to come up with something that they're doing it for us. That's when we come together, just like a zipper and zip our race back up together, and then we'll start to organize. But until we get a set structure amongst the man, and this is what's considered to be one of us. We need player helpers, not player haters. You feel me? We need people that's willing to actually happy to see you eat. I'm happy to see you winning. We need to get away from all this materialism. A lot of sisters are materialistic, and a lot of brothers go do the things to help this materialistic sister get these material things. The sisters have to decide if materialism is going to be something that they embrace. Like, for example, in the ranks of us, in the ranks of men, we can't embrace homosexuality and think that we're going to build an empire. And that LBGT shit is not us. That's a whole nother different thing. The LBGT, if we talk about black power and you want to go with the Black Lives Matter, you basically just cut our forces in half and try to have that come over there. Now they no longer living and killing for the black woman and child because they went that way. We need to go that way towards them. You feel me? So when we start looking at this thing, the men have to realize what we have to do, and the sisters have to start to come together if they want to accept lesbianism amongst their ranks. They got brothers that, that's what I want. Well, if the sisters don't accept it, then brother, that's not what you're going to get. If the sisters accept it, that's what they accept. Then now we gonna have to decide if we're gonna have to overthrow that rule. The reason being is because how can we tell our daughters they could do this, but then we tell our sons they can't? You feel me? So we got a long ways to go when we start building our society back together. But for me to think that women need to be on the front line, we don't need no females on the front line to every man on that front line die. So we got to build the front line first. The women are the second wave. We are the first wave. But we need to start building our waves. First wave, second wave, third wave of man and ranks. So the brothers that are in it and that feel that they are for the people and they're here and stand fast for the people, we need you to grow up to become a grandfather. When you live, kill, die for the black woman and child, you raise your son to live, kill, die for the black woman and child, then that grandson live, kill, die for the black woman and child. Now we have family structure, 3-tier family structure. You go to these other races, notice they got 3-tier family structures. Let's look at Donald Trump, for example. His wealth came from a 3-tier family structure. We need to have this 3-tier family structure that's focused on the building and not the rims. I got grown-ass men. Man, I'm not accepting this amongst us, homie. They got grown men out here with a fucking Cheerios, a hot Cheetos car. They probably not doing it no more, but these men is in their 30s and 40s with a hot Cheetos and a Skittles car, homie. Like, what kind of women Do you expect to get riding around with a Skittles car? We got to really think about that. We not accepting. We not accepting men not taking. I don't got no homeboys that don't take care of their babies. We could have grew up tight. You know what I mean? All the way from children. Come to find out you a deadbeat, we are no longer homies. I don't accept that. I don't accept that around me. I don't. It's nowhere around me. So when it comes to structure, if a man ain't all right, here we go. Right now, it's a video going around Pennsylvania. Dude, neighbor come out shooting at his neighbors, right? Live, kill, die for the black woman and child, right? When old boy started busting, the first thing that should have came to his mind was protect his wife. First thing, he knew that he was aiming at him. Bang, run. I'm gonna make the bullets follow me. His wife get laid down in the middle of the street and he ran. He left her in battle. Black man, that is something we don't do. That's what happened when your woman on the front line with you. Now where your children at? Your woman on the front line with you. Y'all both get laid down. Now your children gonna get raised by a system, and they may not get raised in a fashion that you want. So we need sisters to be able to maintain this ideology and feed it to the children, because this is what your daddy want. Feel me? And this is the way it was. And this is the way we have to be. So our sisters got to be that firm foundation. Yes, that's front line, but not front line to where the bullets are. There's too many bullets out there. And another thing too, when you live, kill, die for the black woman and child, homie, ain't none of this. Women, and we can't go around running into all these fires. We have to decide which women are going to be under our protection. This is why you go get a family. You go get a family because you have to decide which women are going to be under your protection, and you protect her. Now, when we decide that we allies and we under the same ideology, we building the same type structure. There's 3 levels in life: dependence, independence, interdependence. Dependence is a child. I need you to do for me. Independence, I can do for myself. Interdependence is we can do for each other. Now, once you build that interdependence, you and your wife start to do it, you find other families, then you can, whether you got 2 queens or 1 queen, you and that other family start to build together as well. When y'all start to build together, y'all build together a stronger unit. You, my next door neighbor, don't even trip, homie. If I see your child out there and the police got your 7-year-old child laying down in the middle of the street with the face down, homie, I'm coming out that thing, that AR, like, hold on, why you got this gun pointed at this child? Don't nobody come in our community aiming weapons at our child. I watched the officer have some children. They look like some suspects. Children that was outside playing. Police that's supposed to protect and serve are turning into totalitarian force. So that means that the community has to check that system. And so the community has to reunite with each other to be able to check that system. So these are the things that we have to do. But men, it's going to take the men to absorb so much of the front line and hold that front line to where the sisters don't even feel like they need to be on the front line. They feel like they got to be on the front line because a lot of y'all busters and betas and my wife need to come too. Baby, am I fighting? Look, what you want me to do? Man, look, homie. If you can't lead your household and your wife need to lead it, and if it's 10 families, they come together and she's leading your household, that's cool. When the man come together, she's come to the meeting, you stay your ass at home. Don't worry about your wife coming to the meeting with these other men. Don't be like, oh no, my wife don't need to be there with all these men. Well, you let her lead the household. It is what it is. So we need men to step up and grab that position. And women, do not fight the brothers that's trying to step up. Do not. And encourage him, embrace him. We need y'all to have our backs and embrace us and encourage us into this position. We don't need you aiding the enemies and beating us down. We don't need that. That's a whole nother conversation. But the women on the front line, I'm going to know against that. I'm going to leave it at that. And we're going to keep this thing moving. Man, hey, and don't say, oh, Queen Zinga and all these other women warriors and things of that nature. That sounds good. That's not the time we in right now. And look at what happened. What happened with that, though? What happened with that, though? All right, then. Step up. We need men to step up and start to control and dominate our areas. It's going to start with your home. Dominate your home. Connect with your neighbors. Dominate that little section. And connect it to where we push that Crippin' Blood ideology, that Vice Lord and GD ideology. We push that all the way out, and we get our sons back under control where they guns don't shoot other sons. That's what we need to do, and our women can't do it. Because if our women could have did it, they would have our sons under control, and they can't do it. So we need a man out there to be able to lock these boys down, homie. That's another thing talking about, oh, the women can do it. The women can't do it because if they could do it, they would have did it. It's the man that need to do it. So men, step up, understand your point, what it is. This is what we're gonna do. Black Power, RBG, Black Power, banging all day, slipped up. All right.